This is really just a way of walking yourself through a process. And as you walk yourself through that process, you realize, like, holy shit, who is walking me through this process? And what is the me that's being walked? As we move into the age of Aquarius, a lot of the old rules are changing. The definitions that have been handed down to us come from a different societal layout, and all kinds of assumptions and baggage and cultural hang-ups and just all of that shit is getting carried along with it. Doesn't mean we have to throw these ideas out, but we have to understand what they really are about now. So one of the ideas that you hear a lot today is about being your own guru. Now, being your own guru means something more than just telling yourself the story, I'm my own guru. Nobody's the boss of me. It's like, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. But you are your own guru. So what does it mean? The word guru means dispeller of darkness. And traditionally, a guru's job is to be a bridge to the divine for their disciples and to dispel the darkness for them by being that light and that connection. And a guru is supposed to be someone who's so realized and so integrated in their realization, so vast in their consciousness, they are able to take and hold a bunch of shit for people and being able to basically offload all of this karma for their disciples and then create that connection for their disciples to find themselves. Now, if you're doing that for yourself, that means you've got to connect to a part of yourself that is capable of doing that. And it's a completely different story than your ego. Now, if you just tell yourself the story, and like with all things awakening, if you get it in your mind only, but don't get it all the way through you and think you've got it, you're in for trouble and you're going to meet with trouble. And the one who's going to design that trouble for you is your inner guru, because that's one of the jobs of a guru, is to see the whole picture of what you need and then put you through the paces. So to be your own guru means you also have to be your own disciple, and you have to be able to distinguish between these different layers of your nature. So one way to do this is through simple conversation. And this is really what prayer is about. Prayer is a way of tuning by having a conversation. Like what I do when I sit down and meditate right now, which is the thing that of all techniques I've ever tried in the many years that I've meditated, this is the one that brings me into stillness and silence and more coherence the fastest, is paradoxically not to sit there and just try to get silent immediately, but it's to sit down and just let my ego be there. Let my personality be there. Let my discomfort, my irritation, my dissatisfaction, all of that stuff, whatever in me is not resolved, is not happy, is not there, to let it just be present. To do that, I will actually have a conversation with myself. I'll tell myself with actual sounded words, there's nothing to do. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to get to a special state. You don't have to be enlightened. You don't have to focus on anything. Just fucking whatever. I'll tell myself that. What happens in that exchange is that the one being told and the one telling are two different levels of the being. See, the one that is telling me that already knows the truth of what it's saying. That creates this little bridge to that higher self. Because as soon as I start to do that for myself, and it's like you can do it right now without going into a special posture, tell yourself, right now there's nothing for me to do. I don't have to do shit. The future is over there. The past, it's back there. Whatever. I am here now. And it's okay for me to feel however I'm feeling. Now notice when you tell yourself that, there's an instant response from within of like, oh, cool. Like, I can relax. You see, this is the sense of the disciple within you is able to go, oh, and let go to the guru within you. So what you're doing is you're being a teacher to yourself. Then from there, you can go into the silence and whatever and start to meditate however you prefer. And if it's just sitting there and chilling, that's all it needs to be. But you can also continue this conversation. And you don't have to do a whole bunch of shaking things and ringing bells and covering yourself in smoke and oil, unless you want to, unless it's your jam. For me, it's not my jam. For me, I like to just drop in and do it. The point is, you don't need to do anything special because it's all right there for you. So this is really just a way of walking yourself through a process. And as you walk yourself through that process, you realize, like, holy shit, who is walking me through this process? And what is the me that's being walked? It just gives you a very tangible way to find some peace, to find some space. It's like something to land on. And it gives you a series of steps that you're not following in a prescribed way. You're walking yourself through the whole process yourself. You're placing the stepping stones out in front of yourself across this vast, shifting, always changing reality. And if you don't have a way of doing that, then you might grab onto the stepping stones that somebody else says you need, or you might just freak that there's nothing to grab onto because you're not quite there yet to the place where you can just be completely 100% crutch free. And you can even reframe the whole idea of spiritual crutches like meditation or mantra or prayer or whatever, or ritual, as training wheels. And this is really how I think about it. It's like, the deeper part of you knows that you are free. You already know it. You're just making that connection, and you need the training wheels to make it happen. Or so you think for now, until you reach a point where you don't. And that's the whole game. It's simple, but you got to find your own way through it. So try this out and let me know how it goes for you. And if you're interested in learning more about working this way and going a little bit deeper in it, you can find me at theinnerfountain.com. I do one-on-one work, I do astrology sessions, I do group work, and I have a few upcoming classes coming up so you can learn more about that. And I'll talk to you later.